Welcome back to Boxing This Week, episode 100. 100 episodes. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. A big thank you, because we wouldn't do 100 episodes if we didn't feel there's a level of support, and we have had that. So, yeah, it is a big thank you. Paolo throwing up gang signs right now. I don't know.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to do 100. I'm trying to do 100. There we go. There we go. 100 episodes. Get on.
Yeah, 100 is mental, and we've done well. So thank you. The support is very much appreciated. Triple digits on the show. We do not have too long to go into this, so we're going to go very quickly into the main first topic. Go on.
May I just say one thing before we continue with the parliamentaries? 100 gone, 1,000 to go down.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's no stopping. The show's not stopping, so I don't see why not. Yeah, you're going to be staring at us for a while, but you'll get used to it. Right, we've got... Now, the first thing we're going to talk about, because it's news that has literally come out 44 minutes ago. Actually, no. Right, Usyk has vacated all his belts. We're going to talk about that in a second, but Ajit Kabayel is now WBC World Heavyweight Champion.
Deservedly.
Well done, Kabayel. Yeah, exactly. And Ben versus Garcia has made good progress in contract talks, apparently.
Still nothing signed.
No official, no. We are going to talk about heavyweights. Tyson Fury has had a fight announced, Paolo, 44 minutes ago. Have you had the chance to see who he's fighting?
I actually haven't, so this is a surprise.
See, the fact I was waiting, because I thought when you joined the call, I thought you haven't mentioned it, so I reckon you might not have seen it yet. You're going to be so pleased. Marius Vac.
Who?
Moses Atalma knocked him out in the second round 2 years ago. Fraser Clark beat him on points. He's 39-13. And 46 years old.
Can I just throw one thing in here? One thing in. How everyone got onto Joshua about fighting a Albanian who was 21 wins, is it?
He's 20-1 with 20 knockouts by
20-1, much younger than that. Don't know what level he is, but still a more dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury has taken essentially he's gone, I'll just fight a journeyman.
Yeah. Yep. Where do you think he's fighting him though? This is the one I like.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Nope. Max Muay Thai Stadium, Pattaya. So in Thailand. 2,000 spectators. Not exactly the biggest heavyweight name in the world, then, are you?
I'm going to go off my guy who I watch online, Clue. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? I mean, that is not done gracefully. Let me just say that now. Word to Clue, man. That is horrific.
The National Stadium, by the way, is apparently free on that. So it's 24th of July. So Joshua fights on the 25th of July. So it's the day before. I think it's on Netflix, this show. Somebody did point out that the Rajamangala National Stadium of Thailand is 50,000 people and is basically just down the road. So I'm not saying Tyson Fury has to sell out in Thailand, but 2,000 people. It's a bit embarrassing. Marius, we're not even going to spend too much time talking about this. Marius Vac is a disgrace of an opponent for someone that's claiming they're the best heavyweight of this generation. Marius Vac he's been knocked out by Makhomedov. He's lost to Clark, Lorena, White, Atalma. He lost to Atalma in 2024. Atalma was 8-0, 9-0. Like, he's lost to Bacoli, Jarrell Miller, Povetkin. He somehow fought for a world title against Vladimir Klitschko in 2012. Like, he's 46 years old. He's been boxing for 21 years professionally. What are we doing?
What are we doing here? Let's get the link up for the people to join as well. Let's get that up. I'm going to post a link onto my story. And we'll see as well who joins. What are we doing here, Connor? What is this about? It's a very strange fight to make. And who is he represented by now? Because I don't know if it's Frank Warren anymore.
Well, I believe it might just be Gold Star Promotions. Although Queensbury are labelled on the fight poster. So I'm guessing they still have some involvement. Although they might actually have Maris Vac. Queensbury do have quite a lot. Let's see what they've
that's mental, you know. Listen, how are we in 2026? You're telling me that Tyson Fury's fighting in Thailand in a stadium with 2,000 people in it. It don't make any sense. And then, on top of that, you're then going to go to Joshua. I want 50-50 in our bout.
Yeah, no chance. No chance. That's a good point. If Fury goes and does the National Stadium of Thailand, does 50,000 seats, he can come back to the UK and be like, look what I've just done halfway across the world.
Yeah.
Like, AJ, you haven't done that. He's doing 2,000 seats. Which he's also not done yet. I mean, I'm assuming he will sell the 2,000, but it's just insane. I mean, that's announced 44 minutes. That's the warm-up fight that he wanted, or his warm-up fight before he goes and fights AJ. Completely unnecessary. And a lot of people are going to compare Maris Vac to Christian Prenga. Prenga is a 35-year-old or 36-year-old 20-1 fighter who has won all his fights by knockout and is a relatively unknown asset. Anthony Joshua should put him away, no doubt about it. But there's a legitimate contender. Like that is a legitimate heavyweight. Maris Vac has never done anything of note in his career highlights are losing to people, of which he is a journeyman. You've got a heavyweight that's not too bad. 5th fight, Maris Vac. Not Tyson Fury, who's about to go and fight Anthony Joshua at Wembley Stadium. Well, hopefully Wembley Stadium. But it's just stupid. It's a terrible fight.
Do you know what? I've come to the conclusion at this point. Tyson Fury needs a good matchmaker. A good matchmaker. I know a guy who can matchmake great fights. His name's Louis. I think Louis should be matchmaking for him because this is a shambles.
Yeah, the problem is Louis would get him in there with a 50-50.
Louis would get him in, Louis from DFC. And I am convinced that DFC had a better main event than what Tyson Fury is doing in Thailand.
Well, it's a more interesting main event.
Main event and co-main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More interesting. And the crowd will be better.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know in terms of Tyson Fury's outreach how popular he's going to be somewhere like Thailand, where predominantly a lot of people prefer to watch Muay Thai, kickboxing, and mixed martial arts is more popular in Thailand than, say, boxing.
Yeah.
Hence the success of platforms like One Championship, UFC. All of these platforms have a bigger following in Asia, Southeast Asia specifically. But listen, I'm gobsmacked, Connor. I'm glad you told me that and I didn't know because it just natural surprise. But there we go. 50-50 he's going to want with Joshua. What did you do your last fight? I fought in front of 2,000 people. I'll say this now. Jake Paul sounds like a better opponent than him.
Yeah. At least Jake Paul's interesting. There's an interest to it. Maris Vac, he brings nothing. If Tyson Fury loses to Maris Vac, then I don't know how Tyson Fury's ever even won a world title before. That's the level. Just for context, BoxRec, Tyson Fury's number 4 heavyweight in the world right now. Maris Vac, number 279. Dave Allen is ranked like 130.
Yeah,
like that's how far back you have to go to basically find. It's just stupid. I had no problem with the Makhmedov fight, as boring as it was. Tyson Fury did his job and he got in there with someone that should have been a bit of a harder fight than he was. No problem with that as your first fight back after Usyk, almost a year and a half out, whatever. but don't have a fight then. Don't have a warm-up fight. What's the point in this Marius Vac fight? You're going to have a training camp for a bloke that's rubbish. I've got no interest. And do you know what? Tyson Fury, I can't even imagine he's going to take this very seriously.
No,
it's this kind of stupid fight that could end up being a slipping stone.
Not necessarily a slipping stone, but when you look at potentially the huge fight that you're being linked to, which I don't think will happen now, personally saying that actually. Obviously announcing recently that Usyk relinquished or let all his belts go and they spread out.
Yeah.
I think Tyson Fury is ranked, for whatever reason, number one sort of challenger for the WBC.
Yeah.
I think he'll go the route of winning the WBC title again. Or try to.
Worries me. It worries me.
And I don't think for that reason, once again, we'll see Joshua. I'm actually getting to the point where I think Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight Joshua. I'm not saying he's scared.
Been at that point,
but I'm saying for a career, like, I don't believe Tyson Fury is scared of fighting anyone.
No.
For 1 second, that, you know, he comes from the toughest of tough cultures, everything else. I'm not saying for a second he's scared of fighting him. What I will say is, for a career decision, Anthony Joshua's a bad fight for him. Because stylistically, and I've said it for years, Anthony Joshua beats him.
Yeah.
I've said it for years.
Yeah.
I'll say it when he was WBC champion. I just think, for me, Joshua stylistically offers him problems that, you know, Tyson Fury is not a massive puncher. He's not going to knock Joshua out with one punch.
No.
He's a better boxer than him, I will say that. But I think athleticism, power, and just agile movement, which Joshua does have, as much as people want to say he doesn't. The only times he stiffens up is obviously when he's been rocked. But, I mean, anyone that's really saying that, go and get punched by someone who's 20 stone and let's see if you're moving around like the Flash.
Yeah, true. I think you're right. I think unless one of the organizations, after they've had their fights, after AJ versus Prenger, and let's say AJ beats Prenger, Fury beats Marius Vac, which, by the way, if either of them lose, it's, you know, call it a day. Your career's done. Thank you, but goodbye. But unless an organization puts a belt on the line for AJ versus Fury, I don't think we're going to. I just don't think. I'm not sure. I was going to say I don't think we're going to see it, but I think the fact that Tyson Fury has taken such a, let's call it a spade, shit fight, means that he probably is looking for AJ. I know that 10 contracts are signed, but when has that ever mattered? Hello, James Jameson. What do you make of Tyson Fury versus Whack
in Thailand in front of 2,000 people? It's just been announced 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, not too long, maybe an hour ago.
Warm-up fight for Anthony Joshua.
But this is what I'm saying. But this is why I like Christian Prenger. I can get into that, right? Don't get me wrong. AJ should win that fight. It should not be. It shouldn't even be competitive. But I can convince myself before watching that. Yeah, he's across the ring from a bloke that's only ever won by knockout, and he's lost once. All right, who did he lose to? If you look into it, he didn't lose to a great fighter. Who's he beat? Nobody great. So does his record actually matter? Not really. Marius Vac is 39-13, a 46-year-old that hasn't been a good fighter since 2012. He's lost to every prospect that you can name. Like, I bet he still gets a bag. Yeah, of course he does. He's going to get paid well for it. It's a Netflix show. He's getting paid regardless.
What's that card going to look like, though?
I mean, I hope it's just home fighters. Just have fighters from Thailand, give them some exposure. Fury versus AJ will never happen. Fury's ego will never let it happen. Yeah, I'm worried about that. I've been thinking that for some time. I don't know if him fighting Marius Vac means it's a good thing or not, because also on the other side, you've got Usyk vacating all his belts.
Do you know
Usyk, by the way, is retired for me.
Yeah.
His career has been...
I think Usyk can do what he wants. So if he chooses not to fight again, cool. I was actually speaking to the very knowledgeable Danny Glover, who is Craig Richardson's cutman and one of his cornermen. and also his cousin. And he obviously commentates at DFC, the unlicensed boxing show that we work on. And I was having a chat with him about Anthony Joshua. I was having a chat with him about Usyk. And, he's in the opinion of, like, you should, it's a passing of the torch thing. You should fight one of the younger guys. But at the same time, he's built a legacy that really and truly is down to him to decide what he wants to do. I think at this point of his career, he can do what he wants. He's been unified at cruiserweight, undisputed at cruiserweight, 2 times undisputed at heavyweight. He's done everything. So Usyk has earned the right to do what he wants. Like Jane Jameson said, Usyk earned the right. He's ground the heavyweight division to dust, 100%. The best heavyweights that were available to fight at the time when Usyk fought, he beat them. And he beat them twice.
Yeah. And he's still saying he might go and beat up Wilder, which I've got no interest in because we know how that fight goes. But if he adds Wilder's name to it, then he's literally beaten every champion. The only ones that you could then go and say are like, oh, why didn't he get in there with Ajit Kabyle? But
don't be surprised if you see a 1-fight deal for Deontay Wilder and Usyk on Zuffa.
I'm not sure if it'll be on Zuffa, but maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. But I think, what Usyk's done, which I have a lot of respect for, is he's just given up a lot of money by not having the world titles. The John Jones fight that they're saying could happen and the Wilder fight are not quite as big, but they're still big. I think this is where the belts are an illusion. They're an illusion of power. Belts just make the fight a little bit better in terms of at the end someone is and the new or and still.
They used to, yeah.
Ultimately, when AJ and Fury get in there, are you watching? Are you not going to watch if there's no belt? No, you're still watching the fight. It doesn't matter. When fighters fight at a catchweight, people still watch. Sometimes they are allowed to fight for a title at catchweight. I'd love to see Wilder versus Usyk. That's like a cat versus a mouse. Wilder should fight AJ. I would have loved for AJ's warm-ups fight before Fury to have been Wilder. I think that would have been really good. But yeah, too many belts devalued the actual belts, 100%. And then they've gone and made the Ring Magazine belt more important. And then they've gone and funded the Zuffa belt, which, I mean, nobody gives a shit about yet. But
yeah, but I'll tell you what, the way these divisions carry on, and I said it in a reel that we done on TikTok and the YouTube shorts, that, there is room potentially if these governing bodies keep misbehaving. Misbehaving. I'm going to use that word. Misbehaving, doing dodginess. It's gonna make something like a Zuffa more relevant.
Yeah.
Because it toys with that idea, one promotion, one division, people get sick of the belts and they go, do you know what? This might actually be the solution. So as mad as it sounds, it's kind of what's happening at the moment with divisions is kind of what Dana White really wants to do, wants to happen long term. Keep on making stupid decisions. Have your big nights, but keep on making stupid decisions. Put Rico Verhoeven in the top 10 WBC. I will say one thing about Dana White. Regardless of who crosses over to USC, I'll give you an example. Michael Venom Page, amazing fighter. On other promotions, went and done a madness.
Yep.
Was he chucked into the top 5 in the UFC division when he come over to the UFC?
No, he had to earn his way. He's had to earn his way up.
He's got to earn his way up there. And he's a huge star within MMA. So, for me, I think Dana White is more grounded in that sense. But I don't look at Dana White like a promoter, governing body and everything. So, obviously guys like Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren can't control necessarily how the boards move. They can push them, but they can't control it.
Yeah.
Whereas Dana White has the luxury of being a promoter and in charge of the board that run the belts. Different model, different mindset.
Yeah, I think that's what Zuffa's got going for it at the moment, is that boxing is a mess. So Zuffa looks like a sort of light at the end of the tunnel. Zuffa is no different, in my opinion. I don't like. I made it pretty clear. I don't like Dana White, but I don't think what they're doing is any different, and what they're trying to do by abolishing the Muhammad Ali Act and all this sort of thing. just spells bad news for all fighters. I think any fighter signing contracts with them after that court case, I got to be honest, you're thick as shit. You should not be signing with a man that is offering you that much money, but at the cost of all of your knowledge and decisions in future being completely corrupted. So, I think anyone that's signing with them now, you know what their mindset is. I could see Usyk ending on a Zuffa card. The boxing establishment would go nuts. Yeah, it wouldn't be. Usyk's just going to make his money now. And
Usyk's never been tied to one promotion or one. He's never been dictated to on what he does. So yeah, you're right. I wouldn't be surprised.
Bricktop will feed Dana to the pigs. Well, hopefully. But look, what do we make of Usyk vacating all his belts though? That's good for the sport, I think. If he's going to do this sort of, I don't want to say gimmicky, but sort of gimmicky fights. Well, yeah. John Jones, Deontay Wilder's not a gimmicky fight, but it's definitely not a world level fight. He's just kept the division moving, hasn't he? So we've now got Ajit Kabayel is the WBC World Heavyweight Champion. Mm-hmm. Daniel Dubois is WBO. Obviously, he beat Fabio Wardley to win that. And then we've got the IBF and the WBA, which are technically vacant at the moment. Now, I haven't had a look at the rankings, but I imagine Anthony Joshua will still be quite high on the IBF.
Yeah, he will be.
I get the feeling there is a chance end of the year we're seeing AJ versus Fury for a world title.
Yeah, potentially. I think that's the only way that you're going to make that fight happen if there's a world title dangled, and it probably makes the fight even bigger than it already is. World title fight, Battle of Britain. But the only twist to that is Battle of Britain in Vegas. Makes sense.
Just annoying. 100 episodes, let's go. Woohoo! And sad to see a great champion go.
Some of you lot are witnessing history today, you know. You lot have turned up for the 100th episode. Do you understand? Like 100 episodes. When we look back and we're sitting there talking to Ariel Hawani on his daytime show in the future.
Yeah, he'll be on our show.
And he'll be on our show as well, but we'll be being pulled from.
We'll do him a favour, do a bit of charity while we're on this.
We'll be pulled from pillar to post to go onto other platforms. And we can look back on this moment and say, you was here for the 100th episode. Well done.
Yeah, it is pretty cool though. Thank you. We won't see another champion like Usyk. No, we won't. But there's always personalities. Congratulations, lad. Turn up. Million next stop. Jesus, I'm not sure there's enough weeks left in a lifetime for 1 million, but I like the idea. Right. WBA is the one that interests me. What are their rankings right now? Who do you? Because Bacoli for ages was up there.
Bacoli, the journeyman. I don't even know what's going on with Bacoli if he's going to fight.
Murat Gassiev will get elevated. So Murat Gassiev will be your WBA world champion, and then we'll find the IBF as well. Yeah, what is going on with Bacoli? I mean, I haven't heard anything.
Well, I thought you were talking about Bacoli first of all. Bacoli,
Bacoli. Ocoli, obviously.
Bacoli or Bacoli?
Bacoli.
Yeah,
Martin.
Bacoli.
Martin. Yeah.
He's still tied into his contract with Boxer, isn't he? So there's been a little bit of media that come out about it, and then we ain't really heard much since. But then Ben Shalom signed this deal with DAZN. I don't think many other people would touch Bacoli, if I'm honest with you. So I think his best bet is probably to stay with Ben, but I think he's burnt that bridge now. So
true. Frank Sanchez is number 1 for IBF, but Anthony Joshua is right there at number 5. And Fury is number 7. So there is a serious situation where either Sanchez gets elevated or more likely the IBF wait, allow the belt to be vacant, and wrong Okoli. We've all gone with the wrong one. But potentially Frank Sanchez is elevated. I don't think so though. I think they'll wait. Because you've got the number 5 and the number 7 are fighting each other at the end of the year in potentially the highest earning fight in British history. You want your 3% of that rather than 3% of whatever Frank Sanchez fights next, which, yeah. Equally, by the way, it is worth mentioning, obviously, Italma and Hrgovic are fighting at the end of August. They are number 3 and number 4 with the IBF. It would actually make more sense for that to be for a world title. But I think we do have to wait because Usyk has not formally vacated. He's just said he's vacated, so the WBC have just gone and immediately acted and said, cool, right, Ajit Kabayel, new champion. The other two are a bit slower. Right, we've also got Rolly Romero versus Teofimo Lopez, which looks like it's now set for August 28th, I think.
Good fight.
Really good fight. August 28th or 29th? 28th. 28th is what I've got in my head, but 28th is a Friday. But anyway, great fight, right? Teofimo's first one back since Shakur, and Rolly's... Is that his first one since Garcia? That is bad. That is so inactive. So it'll be Rolly's first fight in like a year. Is that right? That's the case.
Rolly's last fight was Garcia, yeah, because he was looking at retiring afterwards. Despite him winning.
Yeah, because he didn't want to fight Catterall. I got to feel bad for Catterall again. I mean, the last 5 years of Jack Catterall's career have been feeling bad for him at times, but is what it is, really. Right.
Yeah, Rolly's been inactive, but then so has Teofimo, to be honest. So I'd say inactive. He took a break, but it's a big fight. I don't know. Teofimo's done everything in the sport at a young age of 25.
Yeah.
So I think anything he does now is just a bonus because he has won, like, become a unified world champion at 25 years old.
Yeah.
Unless he's just looking to make the big fights now. He's not made a massive amount of money under Top Rank. He's very vocal about that. So I think now with Saudi's involvement, Netflix and all these platforms, he'll look to go and make a buck or 5.
Yeah, I don't think he sells all that much. That's always been the issue with him. Because I think that's what Top Rank have always said, is that for all that you're asking for more money from us, you don't sell the tickets. Rolly Romero has lost. His last fight was basically 14 months ago now. 14 months since Rolly fought Ryan Garcia, which is just far too inactive. But him versus Teo is a good fight. It's good for Teo to come back. It's good for Rolly to come back. I like that fight. It's a good fight. We don't talk about it too much because it's also not official. What we do need to talk about is Jaron Boots Ennis. And Xander Zayas, by the way.
I told you.
True.
I said it on the last show.
Round 7.
Put whatever. Listen, just listen to me when you're doing boxing bets. Listen, it was round 3 though. He had Ennis rocked or had pushed back.
Yeah, we're going to mention that.
But he tried to meet fire with fire, and Ennis just was a bigger fight.
Xander's a really, like, he's top. He is top. But it's like we said before, we're talking the number 1 guy versus the number 5 in the division.
Yeah.
And the number 1 guy naturally is better than everyone else by a landslide. I want to say, right, Xander Zayas, brilliant fighter. Good performance despite getting outdone completely. He was just completely outdone, but good performance.
Yeah.
Especially for his age, when you consider that and what he's done already at his career. He'll be back. He should be back and a lot stronger. Apparently, he's going to move up in weight. Don't do the rematch, by the way. There was a rumor that he's going to activate a rematch clause. No point. You will get rocked quicker. Let's not do that. Ennis versus Boots. Ennis's Boots. Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. That it's the fight I want to see. Because if Virgil Ortiz Jr. catches him like Xander Zayas did in that third round, do you think Boots stays up?
It's got to catch him first, though, isn't it?
Who's better, Virgil Ortiz Jr. or Xander Zayas?
Virgil Ortiz.
I think I think Virgil would catch Jaron. I think he'd catch Boots. I don't know if he beat Boots, but I think
you have to be at 95% in a fight to beat Boots. And Virgil Ortiz is good, but I just think Boots is elite. That is the difference. Doesn't necessarily make Virgil Ortiz a bad fighter, but I don't think you understand. Like, there is a reason Terence Crawford didn't fight him. That's all I'm going to say.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. No, we're not saying that.
I'm not saying he would have beat Terence, but at the time, even younger than he is now, he would have been a handful for Terence.
Don't get me wrong. Jaron Ennis is one of Terence Crawford's hardest fights.
That's what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying that he would have won. I said I think that was a fight that at the time didn't offer a lot commercially, or more than it should for Terence, and it was too much risk, little reward.
At 154, that fight is interesting. At 147, Terence Crawford would show Jaron Ennis things he'd never seen before. Like, I don't think the level... Terence Crawford is still levels above. But Jaron Ennis is now in a position where he can go and unify and get undisputed. The champions at the division, Sebastian Fundora and Josh Kelly. I like both. Sebastian Fundora is obviously really awkward, but Jaron Ennis is better than Fundora.
I don't know why. I just don't see.
Yeah, you're not a fan
Fundora
of Fundora.
Is so good. Yeah,
I'll be honest. His size, isn't it? It's just his size, but
I think. Yeah, I think. Yeah, man. Like, as Fundora, I'm not rating his team, man. I'm not. I can't.
No.
But I've been saying that for a while. It's not disrespectful. Obviously, he is a world champion for a reason. I get it. I just don't think he's like. I look at world champions and I'm like, yeah, you're a world champion. I don't look at Fundora like that.
No, that's fair. Ennis will rock Fundora. Ennis will have no real issue with Sebastian Fundora, I think. And I like Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly provides some issues maybe for Ennis. He's probably the best footwork that Ennis has ever come up against. But Kelly doesn't hit hard enough, and Ennis will catch him. So, for me, Jaron Ennis is undisputed already. He just needs to formally go and do it, which is why I don't really care about it. Because it's kind of like when Floyd Mayweather was winning belts. He didn't win every belt in the division, but why would he? He didn't need to.
That was a money reason, though.
Yeah, also sanctioning fees. He didn't want to pay them.
He had a relationship with the WBC, in it. So yeah.
But the point's that like it's become more of a thing in the last sort of 5-10 years to win all the belts. Give me Jaron Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. because I don't know who wins that fight. I think Jaron Ennis. But Virgil Ortiz Jr. Virgil brings heavier hands than Jaron Ennis has ever fought, better timing, better footwork, quicker, and the IQ as well. Like, if Virgil Ortiz is not injured, it wouldn't be a shock if he went and knocked out Jaron Ennis. That's the level. It feels like, I mean, 2 pound for pound top 10 fighters. I think Virgil isn't there yet, but he, for me, is. I just think he needs to get some fights, and basically just needs to stay fit. But look, Ennis is just incredible, and apparently he's looking to fight Fundora at the end of this year. If he does Zayas and Fundora this year, fair play. 36-0 at 28 years old, basically undisputed. Yeah, you're a decent little fighter. Ben Whittaker has now got my respect. He already did, but like, knocking out Richard Rivera in the second round.
He's got to done it in America.
Yeah.
That's not an easy thing to do for a British fighter.
No, not fail.
He's moving in the right direction. He's going there, and it's up from here. But then we've never said that Ben Whittaker's not good enough.
No,
Let me
true.
just clarify that now. We've said that we need to see him start being challenged more to see what side of Ben Whittaker he brings out of him. Talent-wise, he is up there.
Yeah. The amateur pedigree as well.
No, Ben Whittaker's done well. Very, very congratulations to him. Obviously, he's got a great coach in Andy Lee with him as well. He's got a good promoter in Eddie Hearn now as well. So the team seems to be aligned, which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And Eddie Hearn will get him the biggest fights possible for him. They're going to get him out another, like Eddie Hearn said, another step up. They're going to get him out on another step up, improvement in opponent from this.
Yeah.
And that's how you build your fighters. Someone said, why doesn't he fight Benavidez now? Probably because he's not ready, but also because he doesn't need to yet. The thing is with Ben Whittaker as well. He's for me. He could become potentially to a point so big that you've got this issue where commercially he's just a monster. Title or non-title, commercially Ben Whittaker will be a monster in terms of promotion. When that happens, governing body's going to be begging you to fight for their title. And I feel like that's the route Eddie Hearn's going down.
They'll make allowances.
But they will beg him to fight for the title because he'll bring that much money.
But he's in a good position. I mean, Richard Rivera is no walkover. He's had 2 fights before that, which we have not complained about, but we've said they're a little bit misleading in what they are. Rivera is not someone I thought he would go and knock out in 2 rounds. I still thought he would win, and he should beat Richard Rivera, but I want to see Ben Whittaker versus Willie Hutchinson.
Yes.
That's the fight I want to see. I think that's a proper step up, but equally one that is winnable. But it's a 50-50. That's 2 young British fighters that both need to win. And I want to see that, if they are going to do it, on the Matchroom versus Queensbury 5v5, 7v7, whatever it is. I don't care. But that's where I'd want to see it, because Whittaker and Hutchinson are both fighters that like to perform. They like to put a show on.
I'll be brutally honest with you, though. I mean, we talk about another man who's a tough light heavyweight for anyone and a tough night's work. Obviously, you've got Louis Lyndon Arthur, who lost against Louis Edmondson.
Yeah, I'd rather him than fight Louis Edmondson.
And he's been calling Ben Whittaker out for I don't know how long.
True.
But the problem is with that fight, it'd be a good fight, but commercially, Louis Edmondson doesn't generate the same amount of commercial profit that Ben Whittaker does. So that's your issue. In that fight, Ben Whittaker's the A side.
He's probably the A side in every fight apart from world titles.
Yeah.
I don't know at this point, just given his following, and even in America, the amount of people that were trying to get photos with him, he was probably, apart from the main event, the biggest name there. He's already got to that point. Like I think he is. We used to say Conor Benn was going to be Britain's next superstar, and he, in a way, he kind of is. He kind of ended up being that. But
Britain's most hated superstar.
But he's done it he's done it in every bad way possible. Really.
Let's have it right. Conor Benn's got to be one of the most hated fighters in the UK right now.
Maybe ever, the way he's gone about his business. But some of it's not deserved. But it is what it is. But Ben Whittaker's going about it the right way. He's boxing beautifully. He has a style that's flashy. He's all round just quite a cool guy to listen to. He's quite intelligent as well. Like, hopefully he doesn't get hit too much, because I think a future in commentary is there as well for him if he wanted it. If he doesn't make so much money that's beneath him. But he special fighter. But we've known that. But I still want more levels, more step ups. But that was a proper step up that he took on in a different country and just owned it. I also want to say Emiliano Vargas, who it's not like a hot take because the guy won Ring Magazine's Prospect of the Year last year, but Emiliano Vargas is someone that if you've not been watching, you really need to. He is special. I mean, his dad was a good fighter as well, but he is he's going to be a world champion. I almost have no doubt about that.
You know what you sounded like there when you said hot take? That word rattles me, because the only person that I hear say that is this content creator on Instagram who's an Arsenal fan.
No,
but every time I
the
see
one where he's like, hot take, Saka's better than Ronaldinho.
Yeah, but the problem is, every time I see him, he's got a vein in his head that gets bigger and his head gets bigger. I'm convinced every time he lies, his head swells up. I say it all the time.
Well, that Pinocchio.
Hot take, that's not a hot take. Martinelli's the top 5 best wingers in the league of all time. Sorry, that
Bukayo Saka has surpassed Ronaldo. No, it wasn't even Saka. It was Madueke. It was Madueke is better than Ronaldinho. Jesus. No, I don't. Well, if you hadn't reminded me of him, I don't mind hot take, but it's not one anyway. Vargas is known as a great prospect, but if you haven't been watching, mainly because we've got a bit more of a UK audience, if you've not been watching Vargas, stick his highlights on. He's starting to beat really good fighters now as well, and beat them well. I mean, Bryce Mills is 22-1, knocked him out in the 4th round, had him down twice. Oh, 3 times? Twice? Hold on. 3 times before the finish. So, serious fighter. Now, we are on a bit of a tighter schedule. That is boxing this week, really. We're not going to drag it out for the sake of it.
Very quickly.
Yeah. Oh, of course. By the way, DFC 12 last Sunday. Mental. I didn't get to go this time. I had other things I had to be at. But
I listen. All I'm gonna say to people now is promoters on the unlicensing, chew your heart out, man. Chew your heart out, because if you DFC, just for those that are watching, please go onto Instagram and type an official DFC _. You will understand why I talk about this show so much as a combat sports fan. I've also got a heavy involvement with it. I don't put my name to anything unless I genuinely believe that the product or the people that are involved with it are serious, because I feel like in this life, you spend your life doing a lot of things, energy wasted or energy given in certain scenarios. There's 3 things that I believe in: myself, Hooked Casuals, and DFC. I'm going to say
media.
that. And Hooked Media as well, yeah.
No, I'm joking.
No, you're not wrong, though. 4 things,
I know.
But that's separate to this. I'm talking about sports platforms that we have done boxing and stuff on. I can't explain it to you, but so essentially, for those who don't know, my job literally is, if you go onto the Instagram, I do podcasts for them as well, and we do a lot of media for them. I help Flips. I help Flips with the media side of things, behind the scenes and in front of the camera. And then essentially on the night, all the clips you lot see, if you go onto official DFC _ of recent, between me and Flips, it's us literally filming these moments to put onto Instagram as the fights are going on, so that people can see it that can't get to the event. Connor will know this well, because Connor also does this with me when he's there. That job in itself is mental, by the way. Can I just say?
A lot of running around.
Listen, pretty much you've done a clip, but you've done 10. Then you've got to put the best one out. Next fighter comes out. I need the entrance filmed. I need to do this. I'm filming the whole night. And I upload it at the same time. But that aside, DFC 12 was the best show for me that I've seen us do so far. It was packed from start to finish. The venue, the cues, everything else. At some point, the reason I want to bring it up onto a boxing show like this is because for years, unlicensed boxing was given a horrible name, in the sense that it was not sanctioned by governing bodies because it wasn't run properly. I'm here to tell you now that unlicensed boxing, or DFC, and there are some other great promotions, obviously, to mention as well. You've got Evolution Combat that do MMA. You've got BXGP, you've got Quest Boxing, but you know what I mean. What's the word I'm looking for? I know where my grass is cut, man, and it's DFC. So I'm gonna talk about DFC in the sense that boxing bodies are going to have to take some notice, because what I am seeing a resurgence of amateur boxers who are boxing for England Boxing are coming over to fight on unlicensed platforms like ours. Amateur boxing, unfortunately, is historically known prestigious, run by old men. But I feel like, unfortunately, as the years go on, it's essentially that gap. You have to be an amateur to go professional, especially within the rankings. But in saying that, Fabio Wardley was below unlicensed. He fought white collar level, which I think is the very start of your boxing journey.
Yeah.
And he went on to win British title. He went to win a world heavyweight title. So there's people that have come from the scene that we work on. Connor, when I tell you, the show was mental. Start to finish.
So many videos. I've missed the wrong one. I mean, they keep getting better, to be fair. I remember the first one I went to, and I had to put out chairs because, not in a bad way, things weren't that well organised. Given it's a boxing show, you kind of expect that. Whereas you get to this one and you've got screens everywhere. There's fire going crazy.
Now, do you know what's so grounded about what we do, Connor? Can I be honest with you? The chair thing, the show has grown over the thing. The chairs is one little thing.
The chairs is funny.
The thing is as well, if we ain't got people there to do it, we will do it.
Yeah.
And then what people don't realize is like you say, the screens, the logos, everything else that goes up there. In terms of the professionalism of the show, in terms of how it is, it's improved massively. The teams got bigger. I'm
food
not
at
just
the events
saying,
now. Food at the event.
What's that?
Is that right?
Food at the events now. Food at the events. If you've never been to a DFC show, get down. Next one's on September the 13th, and it will be in Maidstone in Kent. There's 2 hotels right near it. Listen, it's Maidstone.
They're not too bad, by the way. They're not too bad. I've stayed.
So there's 2 hotels near it. You can stay in the city centre. Yeah, man, just get down to a show. Drop me a message. Drop us a message if you want to come down. We can sort something out.
True. Or if you want to fight, by the way, we might have people that actually fight themselves. This isn't a show where you can just pick it up for a week and then get in there. But if you're someone that actually trains and actually fights, has some experience and can prove it as well, by the way, then why not get involved? You know, there's some guys right now that are a little bit too good. Marlon being the main one, they need to find an opponent for him that can really give him a challenge. So I've seen some of the messages that DFC got after the fight, saying about calling out Marlon. Legitimate people only, please. But equally, why not? Anyone, if you want tickets, you should go to the event anyway. It's well worth it, and it's much.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Professional boxing events have their place, obviously, but unlicensed is a much better show in some ways. It's a bit closer knit. The fights, the quality, you don't always know what you're getting, but that's quite nice because if the quality's not great, it's not there for long. And if it's really great, you're just wanting more.
Can I just add as well that first promotion to have a university division purely for university fighters, discounted tickets for university fighters and university students to go and watch. If you've got your university pass, you get the discounted tickets. You could go and watch a uni division, follow your favorite fighters from your universities. DFC have got that now. The only unlicensed show in the country to do that. And I'm sure now everyone's going to be copying us. Yeah. The second thing as well, Pro K1 on unlicensed on DFC. I will say, maybe a few have done it before, but no one does it like DFC. So again, get down to a show. We're very heavily linked to them, obviously, through this. And obviously, that's one of our jobs as well. I am not just saying this. I would not be involved with something if I didn't think the people were genuine, the promotion was genuine, and the promotion actually had the push and drive from everyone behind the scenes. I demand a very high standard of, what do you want to call it? Just effort from everyone.
Yeah.
So, like I said, just wanted to give them a big shout out to end the show. Official DFC _. If you haven't checked him out, go and check him out. yeah, we've just had a show, so there's clips up. Which, if you go on there now, you'll be able to see the clips as well. A lot of them filmed by me, and yeah, check them out. And yeah, but more importantly, though, now we've got that out of the way. There's a competition down below, £50 Amazon giveaway. We announced the winner at 500 subscribers. A little bit far off at the moment. Hurry up, subscribe. What are you doing?
It's been a while.
Don't be on a voyating every week and come here and watch, and you don't subscribe, and you don't enter the competition. Who don't like free money, Connor? Tell me now.
Weirdos, mate. That's the only one. Weirdos. Yeah. Right. We're back next week. Boxing this week, 101 on Thursday, 7:45. Also this Friday, a breakdown video of how Christian Prenga could be Anthony Joshua. So make sure you are looking out for that. That is everything. Thank you again. 100 episodes. Mental. Thank you. Like you say, £50 in gift card giveaway. Subscribe. You're mental
back
if you
as
don't.
normal next Thursday.
But back as normal next Thursday. Yeah, 7:45. Like, subscribe, share with your mates. I don't know. Anyone that likes boxing will like this show. That's simple as.
Yeah.
We are looking to do more sports as well, by the way. I know we keep saying that, but it is genuinely something we're looking into and trying to work out. So if you're waiting for it, hold fire. Right, thank you. See you next Thursday, 7:45, Boxing Sweden.